Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your Evelyn Shorty, and I'm sorry it's been a while. Last week was a bit busy than I expected. I didn't get time to do it. But you know what? We're back now, and today is May the 4th, so I know what you're thinking. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to review Astro because I like robots. And I had reasons also to review it. I've got some customers who are kind of intrigued by it. The idea that there's no actual official Transformers comic book, but something else going on. Definitely something which I've had people asking about. Now, I have to admit a little bit of ignorance on the subject, though. I didn't know Astrobots were a thing. And there's probably a whole bunch of reasons why, but what it comes down to is I honestly just... It never occurred to me that Astrobots would exist. I saw a comic book and I saw Simon Furman's name on it, and I thought, oh, he's doing a cool new thing. Now he's not doing the Transformers comics anymore. And I will admit I was a little bit disappointed to find out that it's actually him just playing in somebody else's sandpit. But I only got that disappointment at the end when I read the back matter and realised that these are not a brand new thing he's created. But that's pretty much the only major criticism I've got of it, and that disappointment only comes down from the fact that I wasn't well prepared going in. It's actually a genuinely good comic book. There is one little issue with the writing early on, and I don't think it's I don't think it stopped anyone thoroughly enjoying it, but there's quite a bit of an exposition dump early on. It's all done in character, which is nice, but I still feel like it could have been potentially spread out a little bit. Now, it's not to say you then get all the information right there on the page, and it's now like, right, now you're done. Remember, you've got all this information, you can come back checking it later on, there won't be a test, but it's all every day. It doesn't feel like that. It just feels like it is part of the world. It's people discussing things. It's all done as an announcement. So basically, imagine if you didn't know what was going on in the world and a Tannoy speaker came on and somebody told you everything that was going on. That's basically what's happening. It's nicely done. And the writing throughout actually gets better as well. We have some really good dialogue moments. Mostly used for character building, which is really quite nice to see. Basically, we don't end up with people telling other people what they think of this third person. It's just the way they talk to each other that kind of gets that across for you. This characterization goes through in the artwork as well. We'll get to the artwork later on, though, because one last thing about this comic book. You know what I was saying? There's like the big info dump at the beginning. It doesn't tell you everything. This is clearly a deliberate choice because there is conspiracy and mystery going on here as well. There is something going on where there are separatists, part of the robot movement, who have basically gone to an alien planet to terraform a city, or a large landmass at least, for the human settlers, because they've screwed over Earth, a fairly common thing that goes on right now. But there's mysteries in like what happens outside the cities. Why are the separatist movements even angry? What's gone on? Are there good guys and bad guys in this? Are the people keeping secrets, or the people in charge actually doing it for good reasons? Probably not, but we'll wait and see how that goes. I like this. I like the fact that it does just tell you enough, but then it trusts you. This writer, Simon Furman, again, worth pointing out, seems to know exactly how much he can tell you, and then he uses the rest of the story to keep you on the line. And I think it's an absolute masterful showing in that. On to the artwork now. Yeah, when I first read the very little tease of this in the back of Exiled issue 1, I did think this is really good artwork for this kind of comic book, and I stand by that, but I actually think that's a fairly low-key praise for it. That's the equivalent of me saying Marvel in now style does what needs to be done for Marvel comic books. And if you've been following my reviews for a while, you know, I think that is the most base praise you can give. This does go above and beyond that, because we're dealing with robots, we're not dealing with humans. They're anthropomorphic robots. They do have like the bipedal structure with faces, and they can emote, and that's great. But there has to be an extra little bit of effort put into them, I think. One of the things I really do like is there are some of these robots who have extraneous decorations, or at least I think they have. But they might have structural uses, which I'm not really entirely clear on. But there's others which are far more utilitarian, and some which, like 10 of them on the page at the same time, and you wouldn't be able to see which one is which, because they literally are function rather than form, or the form only exists for function, I suppose, better way of putting it. Whereas others, they're a bit more important, and they're allowed to, I suppose, express themselves a little bit, and that means that, by inference, these robots have personalities. Even some of the ones who are same old, doing the same job as the robot next to them, you still get a sense that that is part of their personality. Now, whether or not you can talk about the programming in here and what level of AI we're talking about, but in terms of just making characters which are giant robots interesting, it's managed through both the art and the writing, both of which done really, really well. There's also some fantastic action sequences in here, some brilliant mood pieces. The cities look absolutely spectacular, and I genuinely did like it. I'm really hoping we're going to see more of it. I know I've got like 4 more issues, maybe 5 issues to follow on for this one, and I am on the hook. I want to know what's going on. I want these mysteries solved, and I want to find out what's going on. And I want to know who these enigmatic characters are and why they're doing what they're doing. And to say these are just giant robots, I care a little bit more about them on this first issue than I have done since I was a kid into Transformers, and that's saying an awful lot for the creator team on this one. Thoroughly enjoyable. Very enthusiastic thumbs up here. That's it from me for now. I'm going to try and get some extra reviews done this week. I do have free comic book day on Saturday, and if you've got a local store, if I'm your local store, do what you can to get to it, grab some free stuff, and also support your small businesses. They really need your help. But that's it from me for now. Until I see you again, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye!